leads to the next question. What is cyberbullying versus in-person bullying? What is the difference between the two?
Well, I think, certainly it is so much easier for any child to put something on the internet or to send you an email that can be aggressive, that can be cruel, versus face-to-face. It's just easier to do. So we're finding a tremendous increase in cyberbullying because of the nature of it. And your child can shut off their computer and not listen to it, which is so much easier. And so the main difference is I find person to person is much more aggressive, just much more aggressive.
So who's likely to be cyberbullying? Which groups or gender would be more likely to be a cyberbully?
Oh, I think girls.
Yes,
Not
so
much
right. Females tend to have, they're more insidious in their verbal bullying. Males are more externalizing and females are more internalizing, just based on some of the research that we see. So electronic mediums of being able to bully tend to be a little more favorable and in the verbal arena of things.
And how should a child respond to cyberbullying?
Well, I just want to go back for a second, and I think that parents need to be vigilant with their child's computer, with their phone, and I don't want you to be a snoop. You know, you have to give your child some privacy, but on the other hand, you have to know the signs of when something might be happening to your child through the computer, through their phone, and be able to take care of it if they're not able to do it themselves. I think that's an important thing to express to parents out there.
Monitoring software is, I think, sometimes very essential, especially with the accessibility to content nowadays online. And so I think, too, a preventative measure there would be monitoring software, ensuring that there is openness with their devices and histories with, as a parent, being able to make sure that you are aware of what they're looking at, what they're receiving.
Yeah, and block the person.
Right.
And it's funny. Shut the person off. Just block them. And why would you accept day after day of receiving this? It doesn't make any sense to me. You have the power to stop things. And I think with that we can empower our children to understand that. And if it is personal one-on-one, I always said to children, why are you standing there and accepting this? Walk away. Find a place.
Should they respond to a mean text message or Facebook post or picture?
I think it depends on who is doing it. If all of a sudden the girl who you thought was your best and closest friend writes something mean to you, I have no problem with you responding and saying, you've just hurt my feelings. I'd like to talk to you about this when we get to school tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Or I'd like to call you later on tonight and talk to you about it. This is someone who you think is your friend. But if a stranger, someone who you've never spoken to at school, you know that he or she is in the school, responds to you, I would not respond back to that person. You don't know that person. You don't know what they're capable of. It's different. You have to assess it, and you can teach your children how to do that. You can role play with your children to teach them how to do that, for sure.
I think that the foundation is also modeling those good communication skills to your children, even in a conflict with family members. It really does start at home. It starts with being able to model good communication skills, assertiveness skills, being able to practice our I versus you statements. That's also a very powerful technique.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. So what we know from the research in terms of good communication is typically people are more receptive to listening to you about what you're trying to express to them when you start out with the word I versus you. If I say I feel upset or angry or frustrated that you are saying these things to me, the receiver may be a little more receptive to the message than if you start out with the word you. So if I'm saying, you need to back off, you are being aggressive, then essentially it's more of a defense mechanism that's triggered, and that person may actually become more increasingly escalated because it's more attacking in nature to say and start off with you.